Well, another week of football of the 2019-2020 season up, and another evening where the Dolphins lose. Seriously, I haven't seen a team trying to lose and tank for a better player since probably the Cleveland Browns of a couple of years ago. I really hope the Dolphins don't go 0-16. That's something that I never wish on any team. I mean, believe me, I never want to wish a team to have a losing season of that magnitude. Teams have losing records every year, but you never want them to go that bad. You really don't, because you just feel awful for that franchise when they do. I'll be honest, I felt completely awful when the Cleveland Browns got 0-16 a couple years ago. 1-15, okay, you can only go up from here, right? It did not go up from there. So, yeah. All I can say is if the Dolphins really do want Tua, I really hope he's worth it. Because, honestly, seriously, if you've been paying attention, the Dolphins have been, completely gutting their organization. At least, their team anyway, the players, which, my Dallas Cowboys did get Robert Quinn, and he's been getting sack after sack after sack in every game he's been in, so I can't really complain about that, no, can I? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Yes, it is Tuesday. Okay, I really gotta point another thing out. Even after, I know it's only been a couple of days, but more and more people really did seem to like my Halloween costume. I'm not even kidding. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of my costume and I'm glad I did it. But, again, of course, the one time I get a costume like that, it's cold and rainy. And to put things into perspective, this entire side, my right side, which had the sleeve and the chainsaw hand, that was perfectly fine. This side where you could see my chest, my bare arm, it was freezing. Seriously, the second I was allowed to put my sleeve back on, because really all I did was tuck my sleeve, tuck my left sleeve into my shirt. That's really all I did. As soon as I was allowed to put that back on, I'm oh, that feels so much better. Seriously, it was just literally a sleeve, an arm sleeve, and that really made all the difference in the world. How does that work? Well, I know how it works, but seriously, you never expect stuff like that to be that simple. Which, okay, yeah, we'll take that. It's pretty nice. Man, this is actually quite, it's a pretty low-key kind of day, if you ask me. Not really much going on, football isn't on tonight, obviously. The only thing I could really be paying attention to is the World Series, but, to be honest, I pay so little attention to football. Did I really say football? I meant baseball, at least in comparison to football, that, I couldn't tell you who's in the World Series right now. I think it's the Houston Astros, and yeah, I don't even know the other team. Again, I really need to work on my professional sports following. I want to say I've been a lot better with football. I've been pretty great with football, and basketball I've sort of been following to a small degree. But other sports hockey or baseball or soccer, I couldn't tell you. Am I tired? Oh boy, that's the price I pay for getting up super duper early and running several miles uphill. Although that really is. For those of you guys who don't know, I pretty much run all the way to the Hilltop Inn. And if you don't know where that is, it's basically it really is its namesake. It is not on the top of a hill, but it's up a hill. It's not the very top, There's actually a neighborhood road that like goes even further upward that I don't run to. I pretty much just run to where like the Hilltop Inn is, and then like run to the first street, after. So that's where I run to. And like it stinks like going up the hill. It really does. Like my run literally takes like an hour, and just going up that hill is why. It really does slow me down. However, when you go down the hill, it's awesome. I like that. Like seriously, I was like cruising down the hill this morning. Yet, like for some reason, I still took longer than I did yesterday. I'm not even kidding. Because again, it's like going up that uphill. It ruins me. It does. I mean, it's not the worst hill I've ever ran up, recreational or race or otherwise, but I really gotta think about this. What's the worst hill I've ever ran up? I know what it is. I think the worst hill, or the most difficult hill I've ever ran up for me personally, was when I did the Red Baron half marathon. And there's one hill that's just so incredibly steep. Like the only way to successfully run up it is if like you're on your tippy toes. Just because like that's the only way you can get like narrow traction and stuff, whatever. My lower calves were killing me by the time I was done with that part. But when I finally got to go downhill, it was great. The Red Baron half marathon is a simple like third going uphill, third going downhill, and third, pretty much flat. But I wasn't in the shape I wasn't nearly in the shape then that I am now. During the Red Baron half marathon, I'm not kidding, I thought about quitting. Like, I wanted to stop. I think it really hit me when I was in the last third and I was around the Corning Building Company. Like, again, I was essentially, technically the entire thing takes place in Corning, but it starts at Corning Community College, or as my father would eloquently put it, Spencer Hill Institute of Technology. Yeah, he really would call it that. I wonder if anyone's going to get that reference. And, again, uphill, third downhill, third flat, and yeah, I wanted to stop. I think like overall I got like 55th. It didn't even remotely place in my, in anything. Although I did see, one of my friends win the entire thing, and that's why he's actually a member of the 16 of the left. So, yeah. Remember, right coaches, left teammates. So, yeah, he was an old teammate of mine. Oh, I say is. I'm pretty sure that he is still alive. So, yeah. I think my goal for running the Red Baron half marathon was like sub 140. I wanted to do it like under 100 minutes. I think I got like 137 something. So I managed to do that. But the fastest half marathon I've ever ran was the second time I ran the Wine Glass Marathon. I mean, you passed by the half marathon start line during that race, so why not count that as well? That time I got like 1:29:22. I was on pace for qualifying for Boston, but unfortunately doing Taxylvania at the same time, which ultimately got me sick right before the race, over time during that race it took its toll on me. That's why I've never done Taxylvania since. I'm sorry, but actually there's a lot of there's one reason why I did do Taxylvania, and it's not a very good one, but I shouldn't really get into that right now. Let's just say there's two certain members of my family who I'm really not happy about in terms of Wine Glass 2015. And one of them actually lives in Boston too. That's the sad part. Darn it. No, let's not fun. Let's keep thinking positive, shall we? I don't really know what to do. This is most difficult, to say the least. Jeez. I don't really know, I don't know where to go from here. Let's see. What else is there to discuss? I don't know. Wow, this is like the most like stumped I've been in like a while in terms of anything else I would, like to talk about. I mean, there is a TP Tales I've been thinking about doing, but the problem is it's so long into the video at this point that I don't think I really have much time to talk about it, which is a real shame because, I did talk a lot about, my sports and especially, cross country and wrestling. But I never really did talk about, the theater aspect of my life, which I really would like to do. But again, it's a little too far into the video. Darn it. I should have been able, no, there's like that one and there's one on, believe it or not, theater. Oh, the real problem with that one is, okay, one TP Tales I would like to get into, so be on the lookout for that one, and if any of my brothers are watching this, you know exactly what I'm about to talk about. Once a month, every Thursday, we would go down to New York City, and we would see a Broadway show, which was awesome. The problem is, for the life of me, I can't remember the names of every show that we saw, which I know it's not it's more than you can count on your hand, but less than a dozen. That's how many we saw all together. I mean, I did see a lot of famous ones. In fact, I saw one that's very special to my heart, especially since I was a Horseheads alumni at the time, and let's just say this one brought me back all the way to my freshman year of high school. I think any Horseheads alum who graduated with me or watching this may have an idea of what I'm talking about. Yeah, so there's that. But again, I'll get into those two TP Tales at some point. It's been a while since I've done a Rowdy Raider report. Man, I'm just far behind on everything. And 667 days in. Yeah. Again, a part of me is really sad that day 666 didn't fall on Halloween, but it is what it is. I mean, for it to have fallen on that day, I would have had to have started doing videos on January 4th, I think, 2018. But, I'm glad I started doing it on January 1st. I mean, again, this whole thing really started off as a New Year's resolution, and, nearly, a year and almost 10 full months in, or a year, 9 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day. Yes, can't believe I actually, okay, well, today's October 29th, so, yeah, a year, 9 months, 29 days, so 4 weeks and 1 day. Yeah. Or I could have said 2 fortnights. When it was actually weird, someone asked me one day, what is a fortnight? And it's a fancy way of saying 14 nights or 2 weeks. So, yeah. I like that word. Fortnight. Because it combines two awesome things that can be awesome given under the right circumstances. fort and night. You know, you can make a fort out of pillows and furniture. Ooh, make a fort out of pillows and furniture at nighttime. That's what I might do one day. Yeah, see if I can pull it off. I'll have to contemplate on this. So yeah, I ended on a happy note, didn't I? Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media platforms, turn on those notifications on YouTube. I am very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be your leader. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices.